I'm going to be telling you how much Distrokid paid me for 251,888 streams. I'm also going to tell you how much I got in total, because that is not the total number of streams I got. So what am I going to cover in this video? The first thing is where most of my streams came from. Here I was a bit surprised, mostly by the country. So I'm going to tell you the country that brought in the most streams for me, and also the platform that did that for me. The second thing I'm going to talk about is how much I was paid for the actual streams. So I'm going to deliver on the promise that I've made in the title and the thumbnail, which is the 251,888 streams. The third thing I'm going to talk about is the missing streams. So like I said, the total number of streams I got was 2 streams. I'm going to tell you about why I made that distinction, and then I'm going to share with you what my total earnings on Distrokid since the time I started has been. And then the fourth thing, which I think is the most interesting and I think you would want to stick around for, is how much I would have got on each platform for this number of streams. I found a platform that would tell me, or rather estimate, how much I would earn for the same 251,888 streams on a platform like Spotify, on Apple Music, on Deezer. There are about 8 platforms that I think I would like to share with you guys, and I think you might find interesting as well, just for yourself, if you want to use the tool later on. So the first thing I want to talk about is where most of my streams came from. So I mentioned that this might be surprising, because I was surprised by this, and how I'm going to talk about the platforms that brought in these streams. I'm going to share them in ascending order. So from the platform that brought me the least number of streams to the platform that brought me the highest number of streams. And I'm going to be sharing it in terms of dollar value. So how much did the platform bring in instead of the number of streams? So the first platform is iHeartRadio, where I got $0.01. The next is Reso, or Riso, I don't know how you read that, where I got $0.01. YouTube ads, $0.03. Pandora, $0.04. Google Play Access, $0.08. iTunes, $0.31. YouTube Red, $0.32. Amazon Unlimited, $0.34. TikTok, $0.63. Spotify, $1.74. Apple Music, $2.84, and Facebook, $5.28. Facebook is my highest earner. Huh? And how did this happen? Apparently, this song of mine is popular in Thailand in the way that they use it in their content. And this song actually racked up a total of 212,754 streams. That is basically the majority of the streams. And it earned a total of $6.49. For me, what this is telling me is that Facebook, the monetization on Facebook is not that good, right? I guess they use different metrics. I believe maybe they use things like watch time, views, which are different from the typical streaming platforms. Now, how much was I paid for the total, which is the 251,888 streams? In total, I earned a whopping $11.61 for this amount of streams. Now, I want us to talk about the missing 391 streams. The initial amount that I shared in the thumbnail and the title, the 251,888 streams, those streams came directly from music that I put out, my own personal music, or rather music that's just me. I featured certain artists, but it's my music. Then we got 378 streams coming from a feature that I did with a friend of mine, and that earned me $0.09. The remaining 17 streams came from sources that were labeled as other within the app, and I wasn't given an exact amount. So that brings us to a total of $11.7 for 252,272 streams. So that's how much I earned in total when it comes to streaming. Here we have Music Gateway. It's a music distributor and promoter as well. And you can see it has the place where you can put in the estimated number of streams, and then 8 different platforms for which it estimates the amount that you will get for each. So we say 251,888 streams. You can see here on Spotify, it says it would get about $1,007. On Apple Music, $1,259. On Tidal, $3,022. Wow, that Tidal bag is nice. Deezer, $1,183. Amazon Music, $1,259. Pandora, $352. YouTube, $440. And SoundCloud, $327. Before you click away, something I decided to do was also research other calculators. Let's see if these results align across the different calculators available online. So another calculator I found was this. This is Artist Tools. It's called the Spotify Royalties Calculator. This is specifically for Spotify. So let's put in the same number of streams. Boom, you asked here, do you have 100%, do you own 100% of the royalties? Worldwide average, and you can see here the estimate is $599, almost half the amount that we've been shown in the calculator from Music Gateway. So for me, that is like, I was a bit shocked by the difference. But then let's take a look at two other calculators and see what they give us. Here we have streaming calculator, and here we have Spotify, so we can type in the same number of streams. Boom, and we can see here we are earning $856, right? So this is a bit closer to what we found within the Music Gateway calculator, and it's basically in between this calculator and this calculator. So that is now another different amount that you're earning in USD. Let's try one more just to give you a bit of perspective. This is the Sound Campaign. It's called Sound Campaign. Here you can see the website is soundcamps.com, and they have a Spotify royalties calculator. So let's put the figure in. 100%, yes. Worldwide average $599.49. So you can see that this Sound Campaign Spotify royalties calculator aligns with this one, which is the Artist Tools royalties calculator for Spotify. So you can see it's 599.4. This one is 599.49 as well.